I'm going to update our breaking news story. Delays at 3 major northeastern airports. That would be LaGuardia, Newark and Philadelphia International. Now, this is due to an air traffic controller shortage, which is the result of the government shutdown. Big deal. I think this encourages more pressure, actually, to get a fix for the shutdown. Come on in, Martha MacCallum. She's the host of The Story on the Fox News channel. 7 o'clock tonight, you go on the air.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
I think you'll have real movement on the shutdown by then. This is pure speculation.
we will see. I will agree that the airport situation might be the first indication that regular folks across the nation are having an impact from this, right? Because you have 300 million people in the country. You've got 800,000 who have been furloughed for 2 pay periods. So when you really boil it down that way, it's not really affecting that many people. You have concerns about what's going on at TSA and all of that has affected others. But if this does turn into be a larger reaching situation, that might be the first thing that sort of affects everybody and might force some change. However, you know, going into this,
you're not
right,
with me on this,
last
are
night,
you? You're not with
well,
me.
I just don't know. Last night, the president being very enthusiastic about the fact that Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell are talking.
They were.
But you go through all of the back and forth between the two of them, and it's like, well, it's really great that they're talking because they're talking, and it's good that they're talking because they're getting together and they're talking, and that means something's happening. And we had 2 votes yesterday afternoon, both of which didn't have the juice to pass. But it was good that they took the votes, everyone says, because at least it shows that they're talking and they're getting in there and they're voting. However, Chuck Schumer can't do anything without the blessing of Nancy Pelosi. He's not going to agree to anything unless she says, yes, I can also get this done over here in the House. She doesn't want President Trump to be able to say in any way, shape, or form, I got a little something for the wall. That's the rub here.
But you don't think she will ever budge an inch? Nancy Pelosi, Speaker Pelosi. You don't think she's
under a lot of pressure from the left side of her party.
It goes on forever if we do that.
I agree with you that it can't go on forever, and I think that it makes people antsy, but I don't know that it has a deep impact on the country overall over a period of time.
No, I don't think it does.
It's more of a headline than it is an actual impact on people, and that's why I say the airline situation may be a bit of a catalyst because it might affect regular folks all the way across the country. It's not to say that the people who are affected by the paycheck furlough, they'll get their money eventually, but it's not to say that they're not going through a tough time. Of course they are.
It does.
But the widespread pain is not necessarily there.
Let's add it up now. President Trump has negotiated. He's put forward various
put together
options,
a number of
try to get
offers.
something done.
Given them quite a bit, actually.
The president has given in quite a bit.
DACA, border support, all of that.
We have Steny Hoyer, number 2 Democrat in the House. He said $5 billion. No new structures, but $5 billion. We can work our way to that. We've got Senator Schumer and McConnell. They've been talking. I know that doesn't mean a whole hill of beans, but they have been talking. Yeah. I do see movement everywhere except Nancy Pelosi. And there's a limit to how long she can say, no.
I think you're right about that. But there is one other option. I mean, the president could agree to reopen the government with Steny Hoyer's suggested money and no wall per se, and go the national emergency route, where there's said to be about $7 billion in money that they might be able to pull together. So the president might say, OK, you guys want to do it this way? I'm still going to get my wall, and I'm going to figure out a way to do it. And then he would have to fight that through pushback, even court pushback, but say to his supporters, I went to the wall for you, so to speak, and I'm going to figure out how to do this one way or the other.
So where do you stand? 7 o'clock tonight, you go on television.
You say I'm going to have a big breaking news show tonight, and that we're going to have a breakthrough tonight at 7 o'clock. I hope you're right.
I think you will be delivering the news that there is real movement.
We'll see. We got a long way to go between now and then, right?
You know what you're never supposed to say in journalism? Only time will tell.
Only time will. I know. I always cross all of that stuff out, right? Like, all eyes are on. No, yes. No. We hate those hackneyed phrases.
Oh, they kill you.
Talk like a real person. Exactly.
But I will be watching at 7 o'clock tonight. I do want to see if I'm right and wrong.
And maybe you could dip in and get the number over 300 here. You said somebody has to buy something.
Yes.
It's not going to be me.
Stu, get on your phone.
I'm just worried about a wealth tax. I'm not sure.
Hello?
Okay, we've got to go. Martha, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you.